Alright, here we go. So, the new Mortal Kombat movie. My first reaction was confusion, a little annoyed, a little bit angry too, but because I've seen the original movie, I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat. The original movie was fucking awesome. It was great. But the new one, I don't know. It was a good action packed movie. I will give it that. It was a good action packed movie. But when you're doing it into Mortal Kombat, and I don't know if it was them saying it was a reboot or if it was just other people saying a reboot. It was not a reboot at all. We still watching it. It was for my first reaction to it was confusion, anger. What the fuck? We had to Google it, and the director of the movie stated that it was not a reboot of Mortal Kombat. It was a adaptation of the newer games. Like, if you haven't played the newer games, it was based off of that. It wasn't based off the old movies. So get that straight. We're going to get it straight right now. That's how it was. It was a good action-packed movie. By far it was. Added a little bit more better. There was a couple better things in the new Mortal Kombat than the original one, which I would have liked to see. Was that the new movie, be aware, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen it, but the new movie adapts the culture. Because the original movie was all based in Hong Kong, China, Japan. I can't remember. But you will be listening to, if you don't know Japanese or Chinese, and you'll be doing subtitles. That was fucking awesome because it's bringing more into the culture. Like in the original movie, everyone spoke English. It's like cool, but when you start making the movies like that over there, you kind of want to get some culture in it. That's how a lot of the movies are bringing into is culture. But by all means, it was way different, majorly different. Good action-packed movie, and if you get the distinction, if you accept the distinction of it being built towards the game instead of being like the original movies, you'll be fine. It's a good action-packed movie. I recommend watching it because it's fun, interesting, a lot of fun. And it also seemed like it went more into a backstory as well, because if everyone doesn't remember, in the first movie, you don't really get to see Sub-Zero and Scorpion anything. You just see them as Sub-Zero and Scorpion. They just show up and start fighting and stuff. To me, this new movie brought in a lot of adaptation of the origins of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, which was pretty cool because a lot of people don't like to read comics or anything because a lot of the things can be different. But it was built, you got to see somewhat of an origin from them, which is pretty cool. And I did not like, honestly, that Raiden was a Japanese or Chinese guy. I did not like that. Played it good, but I did not like it because if you watch the first original Mortal Kombat, Raiden was always joking around, had that weird punchlines, that funny. Brought that little bit of humor to the character, which was cool. And he was a white guy. But it's to the game, so I can't really dictate from the first Mortal Kombat to this. Raiden, he was good character. The actor on there, I give him props because he did pretty good. Did pretty good job. All the characters on there, I think, did a pretty good job of acting. But I wish Raiden would have been that one guy that had that off joke times, like Deadpool. He was always funny. That's how I remember Raiden from when I first watched Mortal Kombat when I was younger. So that's also a thing I didn't really like. But to his own, And I'm not knocking this new guy, that guy that played Raiden. He was a good actor in the whole part. So he played it part, and that's the one thing when I watch movies is the acting, because you can put someone in Raiden's spot and be like, oh well, this guy sucked. The guy that played it, I give him major props because he played that part in how a god would be played, like humble, everything like that, humble, respectfully, and everything like that. But he also gave you the opportunity to challenge yourself, to challenge to get what you need to be. So that was pretty cool. But the other thing I didn't like was Scorpion. His chain, I did not like how his chain just came out from the side. Like, if you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about when he shows you, when you meet Scorpion as Scorpion and the chain comes from his side. I did not like that because, well, in all reality, no one really knows exactly. I don't even know if I have to redo some research on that, but coming from the original Mortal Kombat, the thing came out of his hand. And it was more of like a I would say like a serpent kind of type of head as a knife, which was cool. I just wish they would adapted that more into that as well, because that would have been cool. I know it may have made the movie a little cheesy, whatever, but like sometimes you can't just fuck up a character from the original movie. That's exactly. But the movie was pretty good. Acting was decent. But it was a good movie. I wouldn't say don't watch it, but you just have to realize that it's not a reboot. It's a new movie for the games. So get that right, and you'll be golden. And if you're like me and my brother, we watched the original ones first and then watched the new one. And that's what changed everything apart. Mortal Kombat in the originals was a tournament. It was a tournament where you fought in the circle and to the death. Shit like that. To save Earth from Outworld. The new one, there is really no tournament. Really, it's just like kind of like the origins and them gaining up to where they are now. And there is a lot of parts in it where it's like, okay, well, what the fuck? But good movie, recommend it as an action pack. If you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, do not go into the movie acting like, oh, it's going to be just like the new one, it's going to be whatever. But by far, it's a good movie, it's action packed. But you have to realize it also is towards the game than it is towards the storyline, like the older Mortal Kombats were. So, that being said, probably going to do some more stuff. I know my channel it's like a mixture, but I do a lot of motorcycle stuff and everything. But hit that like, subscribe. We get this thing going. Keep having fun.